we were focusing on where the control statements. That part already we have initiated discussion. What is control statement? I just will give one just like the previous session, what we have discussed it, one brief introduction to what is control statement. Then we jump to the control statement. Okay, so this is the part where we have to focus more. And one thing I would like to announce, guys, can you please raise your hand? How many of you are freshers here? I know few of you are already working. Rani is already working. I'm not sure others. Madhu, Naresh already has some experience, I guess. You can see. So raise your hand. How many of you are freshers? Ahmad, you have experience or fresher? Okay, I see three raised hands. Okay, okay, multiple freshers. Okay. Who is this user? I can see one name with user. What is name? Guys, unmute and speak out. You are on mute. Fresher. Okay, fine. Okay, I would like to take interview-based classes for the freshers separately. It would be helpful for your placements and all. I will plan on it. I will send you updates soon. Okay. So last week we have discussed control statement. So what is control statement? I just will give the brief introduction, then we can start. Okay, so we were discussing the control statements, and control statements, there are different parts we said. Jump statements are the branching statements. Okay, so next one is the looping statement. Okay, so this class, today let us try to complete the branching statements, and tomorrow we can focus on looping. So as soon as we complete these two branch looping statements, then we have another concept arrays. Then we jump to the OOPS concept. Okay, see, once if we go to the OOPS concept, I will do classes very speed. Means I will make it fast. You guys need to follow, but before that, you need to have clear practice on these basic concepts. If you don't understand any one of these basic concepts, then you will struggle to understand the OOPS concept. Then you will lose your interest also. Okay, so generally last week we have discussed it. When you are working with a application, any application, it follows the sequential flow of execution. Means whatever the order you are giving, it will follow the same order. So however, we have to break the sequential flow of execution. That is where we need to work with the branching statements and looping statements. So, and we have discussed a few examples also when we have to follow the loop, when we have to follow the branching statements and all. Um, so that part we will try to discuss today. Okay, so if you look at these examples, how many statements I'm trying to write in here, all the statements we can see uh, those will display in the same given order. Okay, in this way we can see the output. Okay, so now I would like to break the sequential flow of execution means I would like to take a decision on my program, which line to be executed and when it has to be executed. That is where the concept of the control statement comes to the picture. So basically, the control statement give you a decision power on the program, or it will navigate you through the steps where the part of the program to be executed and where the part of the program to be skipped. See, that the name itself, you would be having more control on the program. Okay. So what is that? How the control of the program that we said jump from one part of the program to another program is one way. Executing the same part of the program is another way. Okay, both the ways we have discussed. So this week, let us try to focus on the branching statements only. So branching statements, okay, branching statements. So basically we discussed about the if statements. Okay, so if statements, those are divided into three groups, sorry, four groups. We call it as the simple if else, else if, and nested if. Okay, so there are four types of if statements we have. So basically, what is the purpose of the if statement when we have to work with the if statements? So before we jump into this concept, we have to know one data type in C#. In fact, not only C#, this is quite common in any other programming languages also. So we have a concept which is called as the Boolean data type, bool data type. So generally, we know what is int data type. Okay, we know what is int data type. Int will be taking a value of integer. Suppose if I declare a variable int a, okay, so what are the values I can assign to variable a? Can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. I can assign any one of the value to the variable. So after similar to this, there is another data type which is called as bool, and you can give any name to the variable like status. I have given status now. And what are the possible values we can assign to this bool variable? See, remember, whenever you take a variable, it has some range. Okay, suppose last week we have discussed that for int variable a equal to, if you discuss, it can hold a value 32,767 is the maximum value it can hold. And some plus minus notation is there. I don't remember it. You can refer to the material. So this is the range of the values that can be assigned. Means from 0 to 32,000, any one of the value, we can hold it in the variable A. Similar to this, bool status, okay, bool status, it has the functionality, okay, it has the functionality, but always can hold a variable which is called as the true or false, okay, which is called as the true or false. Okay, it can hold only either true or false. If you are good in mathematics, maybe in your lower standard, you heard about the set theory, true, false kind of things. You just try to recollect that one. It would be helpful to understand these concepts here as well. However, mostly all if conditions that depends on the bool data type, means which part of the program to execute, which part of the program not to be executed. All this one purely depends on the um, bool data types only. Okay. So at this moment, remember, like int a, you can declare another data type, which is called as Boolean status or Boolean A, Boolean B, like this, which can hold two values only, okay, two values only, either true or false, okay, either true or false, okay. Suppose, let me try to frame it in a different way. I will ask you a question, where are you going? There are many possible answers. I'm going to supermarket, I'm going to movie, I'm going to fish market, I'm going to ground, okay. So I'm going to school, I'm going to college, like this. When I ask a simple question, where are you going? You have multiple answers. That is similar to this one. Int a equal to means it can hold any value from 0 to given number. Now I will try to ask a different question. The question is, are you going to college? So to this question, how many answers are there? Possibly there are two answers. In worst case, three answers. Okay. So generally we can consider it as the two answers. Okay. Are you going to college? Answer is either yes or no. There are no any other possible answer. So the bool data types are like the second question. Okay. Means it can hold a true or false only. Means if we declare a variable status, either you can save it as the true, you can make it as the false, just like a question like, are you going to college? And the other variables are like, where are you where are you going? There are many there are many okay, so there are many possible answers. Okay, you can go to anywhere. Okay, so the bool data type you have to remember, because we are going forward, we are working with the if statements. Okay, so the basically the purpose of the if statement is, okay, so purpose of the if statement is, this will come under a branching statements category. Means the branching statements or the jump statements will be helpful to skip execution of the some program based on some conditions. Okay. So when I said a condition, okay, when I said a condition, always we need a comparison, or always we need a statement to execute the part of the program. Okay. So in this area, we will get the requirement of another concept, which is called as the operators also. Okay, which are called as the operators. So what is an operator is? Operator is used to compare. Okay, operator is used to compare two or more data types. Okay, two or more data types. Okay, so we have different types of operators. I will discuss the operators as part of our requirement, means not all the operators. At this moment, we have to understand the operators, which are called as the relational operators. Okay, relational operators. So what are the relational operators is, in the mathematics or in algebra, an operator which is used to compare two or more uh, expressions, logical expressions, is called as the operators. So how do we compare? Suppose if we take two numbers A and B, we can compare them using a greater than symbol, or using a less than symbol, or using less than or equal to, sorry, greater than or equal to symbol, or less than or equal to symbol, or equal to symbol, and double equal. I will let you know the difference between all these operators. Means what is operator we know. Okay. So what are all these operators? I just will discuss for a few minutes. Then we will jump to the if statements as well. Okay. So greater than, you all know, it will be helpful to compare two numbers, A greater than B or B greater than A, like this. So nothing to discuss there. Less than also same. Greater than or equal to same. Less than or equal to same. However, we need to know the little about equal to and double equal to operator in terms of the computer languages, programming languages, how do they work? Okay. So just let me reframe the class today. So we were discussing the control statements. In the control statements, we have to discuss about the branching statements. And branching statements are also called as the jump statements. Jump statements would be helpful to jump from one part of the program to another program, or it would be helpful to skip execution of some portion of the program based on some condition. In order to achieve that condition, we have to know about the operators. Okay, we have to know about the operators. Okay, so here is the relationship. We are discussing the branching statements, which would be helpful to jump from one part of the program to another program. So if statements we have to discuss. In order to understand the if statements, you have to know what are the operators. We have 5 to 6 types of operators. In that, relational operators are very helpful to understand what are the how they work. Okay, so in the relational operator, before we try to understand if statements and all, first we have to understand the how the relational operators works. Okay, so in this relational operator, generally we know the difference, that is pure mathematics that we apply, the greater than or less than, all these things we know. However, many people I saw confusing with these two operators in terms of the computer language understanding. Again, the point of computer languages, many people will confuse in the early stage if they are freshers. Okay, equal and double equal. Okay, equal and double equal. Technically, we call it as the assignment operator and the comparison operator. Okay, assignment and comparison. Okay, so try to see it here. Okay, so let me try to, I will try to explain what is comparison operator and what is assignment operator. Okay, suppose if I said int a equal to 10, okay, a equal to 10, int b equal to 20, okay, b equal to 20. Okay, two things we have. Now, a equal to 10, I can write. Okay, a equal to 10, or else take result equal to, okay, result equal to, okay, not like this. You can write, you can see some echo. Guys, keep you all mute. Okay, so I'm trying to define two variables, int a equal to 10 and int b equal to 20. Two variables I have defined. Then for some reason, I would like to assign b value to a, so that I have to write a equal to b. Okay, I have to write a equal to b. Here, what happens is when you work with an operator, okay, when you work with an operator, equal to LHS value will be assigned to RHS value. Okay, so LHS value will be assigned to RHS value. See, this is the operator we are discussing. Okay, this is the operator we are discussing. When you said A equal to B, okay, when you said A equal to B, the LHS value will be assigned to RHS. Means after executing this particular line, okay, after executing this particular line, if we try to display what is A value and what is B value, it will try to display both are 20. Okay, both are 20 because the LHS value will be assigned to RHS value. Okay, so let us say this, is that working in that fashion or not? So very simple mathematics, A equal to 10 and int B equal to 20. Then I'm trying to say A equal to B. Okay, A equal to B. Then I'm just trying to print. A cursor dot. I will try to print the A value. And we okay. So if I run the program, now what happens is after executing this line, LHS value will be assigned to RHS. Means if I run the program, I can see A value is equal to 20 and B values are also equal to 20. Okay, A and B equal to 20. So that is what exactly the relational operator of equal to will do. Okay, so basically equal will assign LHS value 10 to the RHS value 10. Okay, that is the relational operator. However, I don't want to do the assignment. I don't want to do the assignment. I would like to check is that A equal to B or not. I just want to compare. I don't want to assign them. I don't want to swap the value. In that case, what we can do is you have to write A equal to B. Okay, A equal to B. So what this line will do is, okay, what this line will do is, this will try to compare these two. Okay, this will try to compare these two. Based on that, it will try to return a output. Okay, it will try to return a output true or false. So now let us take the comparison now. Okay, let us take the comparison now. If I like the second question, okay, like the second question, are you going to school? That is the question. So your answer would be either yes or no. Okay, your answer would be either yes or no. Here at line number 12, I'm just checking like the second question. Is A equal to B? The answer is either yes or no. So what this operator will do is, this will try to say an answer to the question. The question is it A equal to B? And it will try to say yes or no. That yes, we call it as the true. The no, we call it as the false statement. So basically, equal operator will be helpful to assign LHS value, means left-hand side value with the right-hand side value. Whereas the other operator, okay, other operator, it will try to compare LHS value with the RHS value, and it will say the expression is true or false. The expression is A is equal to B. And remember, in computer languages, this is called as the assignment operator, and this is called as the equal operator. Okay, assignment and equal. And better to say a comparison equal, an assignment equal. Okay, we'll assign LHS value to RHS, we'll compare RHS value to LHS. We can display this. Okay, so just check it here. See, I'm just trying to compare A is equal to B, okay, A is equal to B, and see how it is giving. Okay. See at this line, how I'm trying to display console.writeLine result equal to. I'm not trying to assign A equal to B, but I'm just trying to compare. If you look at here, this says true. So the assignment operator, okay, the assignment operator will be assigning left value with the right value. Okay, right left value with the right value. That's it. Whereas the comparison operator, it will try to compare LHS value with the RHS value. Based on the expression, it will try to return either true or false. Okay. So if you look at here, result equal to true. Basically, it says result equal to true. See here, A is not equal to B, right? A is the value 10, B value is the 20. When I said A equal to B, why it says true? Anyone? Can you give your input?
So for check the data type because A also integer and B also integer.
See, it will not compare the data types. It will compare the value in the data type. Okay. Here in the data type A, there is value 10. In the data type B, there is value 20. Here I'm trying to compare is that A equal to B, but the base values you are trying to check out, A is not equal to B actually, but it should return false. It should tell me like A is not equal to B. But here the result we can see A is equal to B as the true. So just the conclusion here is whenever you have used this double equal operator, it will try to compare the LHS value with RHS value, just like the second question. Are you going to college? Your answer is yes or no, either yes or no. Similar to that, it will try to compare LHS value with the RHS value. Based on that, it will try to say either true or false. That's it. So the values you are assigned, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. But in fact, is that A equal to B? Yes or no? Question. You can answer anyone. Guys, can you hear me? Is A equal to B here? Yes or no? Or you can type. Yeah, I'm expecting responses. See, if you guys are so silent like this, I will lose my interest to continue. You can tell me a wrong answer. That would be fine. But I need the solution or the expression. Okay, sorry, guys. Okay. So, okay. So the question is A equal to B? Here A is 10, B is 20. So practically A is not equal to B, but it says true. The reason is if you look at line number 11, you said A equal to B. In this line, what happens is the B value will be assigned to A. After executing this line, the statement becomes true because after executing 11, both A value and B value are saved. Suppose it may delete this line. Okay, I am not going to put that line. Now, if you try to run your application now it will say false. See, okay, you can see the answer. Okay, so the answer is false. Okay, because it says A is not equal to B. Okay, so let us conclude this. We have discussed it a lot of time. Okay, and need bit focus to understand this. This operator will try to assign LHS value with the RHS. Means 10 will be assigned to A, 20 will be assigned to B. Okay. If I set A equal to B, now what happens is whatever value is there in B, that will be assigned to A. That's it. If I set A equal to B, it will not change the value in either A or B, but it will try to compare the expressions, left side value and right side value. It will return either true or false. It will say true or false. So that is the conclusion. Assignment operator and the comparison operators. Okay, it will try to find a relation between, or the comparison between two or more operands together. Okay, so now, okay, so if you understand this concept now, now let us try to understand how simple if statement works and what is the syntax of simple if statement. Okay, so now, okay, so before we understand simple if statements, we have to understand a simple algorithm. A simple algorithm. So what is that algorithm is? Let us try to put some diagrams. It would be helpful to understand more. Okay, right. Here I will make it as the start. Okay, start. Yeah, I'm very bad in diagrams and all, but I hope you can understand. Okay, see, you are at home now. Okay, you are at home now. You are trying to travel. So when you are trying to travel, I have a question. Okay, I have a question. Okay, so my question is, where are you going? Okay, where are you going in the question? Okay, consider like you have two answers. Okay, two answers, school or ground. Okay, if it is the school, you have to follow, you have to go in this way. Okay, if you are going to ground, you have to go in this way. But at this moment, you cannot be at the both the places. Means you cannot be in the school and ground at the same places. Either you can go to the school or you can go to the playground. You never be at the same time, same place. That is where the if statements will comes to the picture. So when you write a program, you will be having this kind of questions. Now consider like you have given a task. The task is you are writing an exam. In that exam, there are two results. The result is pass or fail. Okay, if I have, so you have to put a code in the program to find who is pass, who is fail. But for a candidate, it has to say either pass or fail. Means you are including the same code in the program to identify the candidate is pass. You are putting the same code in the program to identify a candidate is fail. Pass, fail, you are putting in the same program, but the fail code need to be executed in some cases. The pass code need to be executed in some cases. And for that, we have condition. That condition is if you gain marks more than 60, you will be considered as the pass. Okay, means when you get more than 60, you have to execute some part of the program. When you get less than of 60, you have to execute some part of the program, but there never be a case a candidate is pass and fail. That is the false statement. Similar to this one. Okay. Either you can be in the school or you can be in the ground, but you never going to be in the same place. So this kind of conditions, we have to implement so many conditions in the application also. How to implement those conditions, that is where exactly the concept of the if statements will comes to the picture. Now let us jump to the technical discussion how if statements works in the program. Okay, so let us see the syntax of how if works. Okay, so to put if in the program, we have to use a keyword if. If is always followed by if is always followed by a condition. Okay, if is always followed by a condition. And after if statement, we have to use a brace. Okay, we have to use a brace and we have to close the braces. Okay, we have to close the braces. Okay, so what is this condition is? This condition, it could be anything based on your requirement. Okay, condition is nothing but a question. Are you going to school? Yes or no. Are you going to movie? Yes or no. Do you pass in the exam? Answer is yes or no. So this is the condition. We have to include a condition in the program using any one of the relational operators or the comparison operators. Okay, so that we will know. So after if, we have to include a open brace and a closure brace. Within the open brace and closure brace, we have to write the statements. So what a statement is? Statement is nothing but a line. Okay, statement is nothing but a line. Okay, so how to implement? Okay, how to implement this logic using a program that try to compare. Okay, so let us take a case. We have a student who write the exam. Okay, who write the exam, and we need to tell the student is pass or fail. So let me define a string variable. String student name is the variable. Yes, student name is the variable. Then int, okay, int marks. Okay, I have taken two variables. Okay, so at this moment, try to assign a static value. Okay, to the student, I'm giving a name, Easy Tech, and marks gained by Easy Tech is 100. Okay, or else take some medium figure 80. Okay, 80. Okay, this is now we have to write a program. The program has to decide the candidate is pass or fail in the exam. Okay, the candidate is pass or fail in the exam. So this is where exactly the condition comes to the picture. Okay, so whenever we have this question, we have to remember we have to start with the if condition. So to write a if statement, if and simple if both are same, we have to use the if, okay, if, then write the condition. What is the condition? Marks is greater than 60. Okay, marks is greater than 60. Then the result is console dot write line. Okay, console dot write line. Okay, so name of the student, the name of the student, and console dot write line. The code looks clumsy. Okay, okay. So console dot write line. Okay, console dot write line. Try to display the result. Okay, pass. Okay, like this. Suppose if marks is less than okay. Okay. So if marks is greater than 60, I said pass. Then I have to write the code for fail also, right? Then I am putting another condition. Marks less than 60. Okay, marks less than 60. Say fail. Okay. So this is the program. So basically what this program can do is it will try to find out the given student pass or fail. Okay. So compare the syntaxes to write a if statement. Okay. To write a if statement, we have to start with a keyword if. Okay, we have to start with a keyword if. Always a if condition start with a keyword if. If you write a if, but always you have to include a condition. So this is called as the condition of the program. A condition of the if statement. Generally, whenever you include a condition in the program, that comes along with the any one of the relational operators that we have here. Okay, any one of the relational operator, we have to put it here. Okay, so I have included a condition. So to this condition, there is a answer always true or false. Okay, true or false. Okay, so whenever the code or the compiler comes to execute this part, it will try to find out this expression, means it will try to compare this expression. It will return true or false always. Now, I will ask you a question. By looking at the data here, marks greater than 60, is the true condition or the false condition? How many of you say yes? How many of you say no? Just type in your answers. I put a condition here, marks greater than 60. Just type your answer either yes or no. Okay, I will give you a minute time. I'm expecting responses. Yeah, I see how many responses. Okay, 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 great. Okay, great. All of you, the condition is true. Okay, and even we do put the other condition also, marks less than 60, and the answer is fail. Just run the program once and see how it displays. So this one say, is it a pass? Okay, is it a pass? See, if we look at this program, always it will execute from 11, 12, 13, 15, or 17, 18, 19, 20. But it never execute all the lines together. Means at this moment, if we try to run your application, either this part will be executed or this part will be executed. Just like, are you going to school? Either yes or no. This is the answer yes, this is the answer no. Okay, so like this, any one question, two possible answers. Okay, so like this, you have to work on. Okay, suppose now I will try to change the marks. Okay, now what happens is, now this will skip this part. See, I write the code for pass, I write the code for fail. But now it will execute this part of the program only. This will skip execution of this particular program. Okay, now it will show the fail, but it will not show the pass. You can see now it says fail. Now debug the code. Okay. So let us take these two at runtime, not at design time. Console.writeLine, enter student name. Okay, you have to enter student name. Student name equal to console.readline. Then enter marks of the student. Okay, how many score gained by student? In order to avoid it, okay, so let us try to read the marks. Marks equal to int that class console.readline. Okay, so don't assign these values at design. Okay, like this. Okay, so now just once run the program and see the process. Enter name of the student. I will give some random name from your group. Sneha. Okay, Sneha. And marks gained by Sneha is 70. So that Sneha is passed. Okay, so let me give the another marks. Some I will give XYZ name. If I give less marks, you will scold me again. Okay, XYZ is failed. Okay, now see the debugging the code, how the code is actually working. Okay, I put a debugger here. I hope all of you know debugger. Just focus your mouse, that black circle will come. If you click on it, it will turn to red. That is where the debugger will start. Run your application. Okay, so it is stopped at debugger. Then function F10, keep pressing F10. Whenever read line is there, it will ask for the name. So I will give one of your names. Okay. Then it will ask for marks. Then I will enter 85 marks. Okay. So now see, whenever I give expression, this is the part I want to make comfortable to understand. So this is the part. Now, what are the marks? 85. 85. Now, see, try to follow my cursor. Okay. Okay. So at this moment, marks is 85. Now, see, I'm trying to focus my cursor on marks, says 85. And try to put your marks on that greater than symbol. You see, marks greater than 60, that vertical tab. After this, clearly you can say true. It is showing true. So this expression returns true or false. Okay, this expression true or false. When this expression is true, okay, when this expression is true, it will go to inside of the if block. It will try to execute all these lines. Remember, condition true. Many times, technically, this word is important. Many times we say, when the condition is true, when the condition is true, then you have to realize there is a if statement. If statement, there is a condition after if statement. That condition will return true or false. It will say true or false. When the condition is true, okay, when the condition is true, it will go to the inside of the if block. If block is nothing but the set of statements you are writing between open brace and closure brace after writing a if is called as the if flag. So if flag will be executed, if flag will be executed when the condition is true. Okay, when the condition is true, marks greater than 60. The condition is true. When the condition is true, it will go to the if flag. See, this is the condition true, so that it will execute 16, 17, 19, and 20. It will go inside, it will display. Now it will check the second condition. Okay, second condition. See, now if you focus your mouse at that less than symbol exactly, see, marks less than 60 false. Okay, false means this is not true. When the condition is not true, what happens is it will ignore the if flag after if statement. Okay, here the if condition is false. It will skip execution of 22, 23, and 25. It will go after this. See, now it will not go to 22. It will go to the next lines of the program. Means it will go to line number 30 from 21. Okay, 30 from 21. This is what exactly if statement works. Okay, so technical terms, if is the keyword we have to use. A if statement is always followed by if condition. The condition returns either true or false always. When the condition is true, it will execute the if flag. When the condition is not true, it will it will skip the execution of the if flag. That is what we said the branching statements. See, branching statements, it will jump from one part of the program to another part of the program. In this program, if the condition is true, it will skip from, sorry, when the condition is true, from 15, it will execute till 19. When the condition is false, it will jump from 21 to other lines of the program. Yeah, great, Naresh. We have to include another condition. We have to put like this, greater than or. Yeah, yeah, fine. That is correct case. Okay. If someone is given marks as 60, then none of the cases would be. Okay. So this is what exactly how if statement works. Okay. I will give you a break after asking a question. Okay. See, whenever you do a program, like I said, you have to focus on performance of the program. Okay, performance of the program. Okay. I will ask you one question. There are two rooms. Okay, there are two rooms. I put a red ball in one of the rooms. Okay, I put red ball in one of the rooms. I will tell you like go and pick up the red ball. You can find it in any one of the rooms. Then probably what you will do is you will go to the first room. You will check if there is red ball. You will pick it and come back. And probably when you find the red ball in room number 1, will you be going to room number 2? Yes or no? Do you need to go room number 2? See, the question is, there are two rooms, one room, one ball in each room, red ball and green ball. I said, go and, sir, pick the red ball. You find the red ball in room number 1. Will you go to the room number 2? Yes or no?
No.
Guys, respond. Okay, answer is definitely no, right? Okay, but if you see in this program, there is one flaw in this not flaw, but we need to understand the flow. Rather than by heart in the program, we need to understand the flow. Suppose at condition 1 itself, suppose if the candidate is already passed, then do we need to check this condition? No, right? Because here already decided the student is passed. Then I don't need to check this condition. But if you run this program, here what happens is, Okay, enter name. Test. Okay, enter marks 90. Okay, so now this condition is true. Means Visual Studio, sorry, .NET already decided as the passed. Then as the candidate is already true, do I need to check this condition? In Frank, not required. Don't need, but this program will check. That is the issue. Means when this code is already executed, I'm not even don't bother about what is the condition and don't need to check that condition actually. Okay. That is where the concept of the if else comes to the picture. Okay. Means check the condition only once, the other time is not required. Means if you should go to the second room when you don't find the red ball in the first room. In that case, we have to work with if else. Okay, guys, take a break for 10 minutes. Then we will continue. Yeah. So the statement, whatever we write it here, is called as a simple if statement. Simple if will be talking about only one block. Okay. Simple if will be talking about what if the condition is true. It won't bother about what if the condition is false. However, we can do some small change in this program and okay, so I can keep, so see, the next part we were discussing is the if else part. Okay, so it was the simple if. In the if else, what I will do is instead of keeping the other condition here, I will remove that condition. Okay, I will remove that condition instead of keeping another if, let it be else. Okay, I just will keep it as the else. Now, the difference between simple if and if else is simple if will be talking about only what if the condition is true. It won't talk about what if the condition is not true. Okay, don't bother about it. Whereas simple if is talking about two conditions. The first two outputs based on single condition. The condition is how many marks you gained. If marks greater than 60, then it will say the pass. If marks less than 60, it will say fail. Okay. So when I have to use simple if, when I have to use else if. Okay. Generally, if there is only one condition, then use simple if. One condition, one output, then use simple if. One condition, two outputs, use if else. Okay. I think confused. Let me give you one example. Uh, Suppose in India, generally we have a concept of the reservation. Okay, reservation. If you are a student, okay, suppose if you are trying to apply for a job, when you are trying to apply for a job, uh, there will be some grading, scoring kind of thing. If you are into, suppose eligibility is, if you need 80% or something like this, if you have worked before in NCC, you will be giving some marks in additional, means you will be giving additional score. That's it. Here only one condition. Take the student name, take the student marks, then take the confirmation. Do you work in NCC or do you work for any social organization? Yes, if you already scored 60, you will be given 2 marks additional. That's it. If you don't work, whatever marks you gain, it will be taken in the same fashion. So simple if will be talking about only if condition is true. You don't bother if the condition is not. Whereas if else will be talking about true and false as well. Okay. So now let us take another condition. Okay, let us take another condition. Uh, do you work for NCC? Answer is yes. You will be given 2 marks. Answer is no. You will be given 1 marks. So one condition, two possible outputs, two executions. If you work for NCC, you will be given 2 marks. If you do not work for NCC, maybe you have given another 1 mark. So when we need to go additional 2 points, when we need to go additional 1 point, it depends on one condition. That condition is, do you work for NCC? That is the reservation category. Okay, NCC candidates will be having 2% additional reservation. So one condition, two possible outputs. Then we have to work with the if else statement. When there is only one condition, if we will be talking about only one condition, then we have to use the simple if and else. If we'll be talking about only the true condition, if else will be also talking about what if the condition is not true. Okay, what if the condition is not true? All of you clear? Please raise your hand if the if the condition is true. Okay, guys, do you understand the difference between if and if else? If you have any doubt, you can ask me now or type in yes if you understand, so that I will have some attention whether you guys are listening or not. Okay, I see 2 responses. Okay, great. Okay, enough. Okay. Okay. Now let us take one general example. Okay, so let us take 2 numbers and try to compare, try to write a program using both the if and if else. Okay, so let me take 2 numbers. I have to decide. Okay, so this will clarify more when we have to go for if statement, when we have to go for the if else statement. Okay, console.writeLine, enter A and B values. A equal to 8 dot parse. See, these concepts already we discussed it, why we have to use int dot parse and all. If we don't heard about it, sorry, if you don't remember it, just go back and do practice. Okay, so first condition. So let us see, when we were forced to use the simple if statement. See, at this moment, consider like we don't know 3 and 4. We were only discussing about simple if and if else only. When you will be forced to work with simple if, when we have to work with the if else statement. Okay. Okay. Now I have to find out biggest of 2 numbers. Okay. Biggest of 2 numbers. Okay. First, I will write A greater than B. Okay. A greater than B. Console.writeLine, A is big. Okay, console.write A is big. See, intent of the code is very important. Important means, suppose this is like this, the other statement you are starting like this, means code is not readable. Okay, it's not easy to read the code. Then what you should do is, if it is like this, just press Control K, Control D on your keyboard. The alignments will set automatically. Control K and Control T. Okay, so then start writing console.writeLine this. Okay, so this is very small program to find out which is the biggest number in given two numbers. See, this program will work when A is big or B is big. This will fail when A is equal to B. If else will fail when A is equal to B. So if you want, see it. Okay. Let us take the A and B values. 10, 10 value, 10 value. 20. Okay, this one say B is big. Okay, sorry, I think it 10 have given, 20 have given. Okay, see now it will check A greater than B, false condition, so that it will go to the else part. It will display B is big. That is fine. Okay, expected answer of it. Okay, expected answer B is big. Now try to give in reverse means. Meanwhile, any one of you type your answer. What if A equal to 10 and B equal to 10? A value I have given as the 10, B value I have given as 5. See now the condition is true because A value is 10, B value is 5. The condition is true. It will go inside, it will display A is big. Okay. So now,
Else part will.
is there something, Rani?
So else part.
Okay. Suppose if I give A equal to 10, B equal to 10. I ran the application. Consider like I have given A 10 and B also 10. What is the output when you look at this program? Okay, if you understand the way if statements are working, you should be able to understand answer this question. A value 10 I have given, B value also 10 I have given. What is the answer it would means? Is that going to say A is big, or is that going to say B is big, or it won't say anything? Answer, think, and answer.
Think the else part, if A and B is equal, then the else part will be
Yeah, this
printed.
is Ashish, right? Yeah, Ashish said it will display B is big. Okay, now tell me how many of you said Ashish is correct or not correct? Or else at least type in Ashish said it will display B is big. How many of you accept it? Okay, Rani said correct. Others? See, guys, try to guess your answer. Okay, it need not be correct. Okay, because I know like strength will be reduced. Means initially we were around 19, now reduced to 10 or 12. 2 to 3 informed, they won't come. If you guys are not responding, I will lose my interest. Okay. If you said wrong, that is fine, but I expect you guys to speak up. Okay, so I see only two responses. Both the responses are correct. See, Rani, Naresh, and Ashish, these guys are experienced. They have good experience and they were working. But I expect more from freshers. Okay, you need to understand the pattern of the code. Okay, see, when you work with if-else statement, it will be talking about if and else only. Okay, if and else only. If will be executed when the condition is true. If the condition is not true, it will go to the else part. You don't bother whether the expression is correct or not. It will follow your instructions. Your instruction says if A greater than B, you said A is big. If else works in a fashion, if condition is true, execute if black. If the condition is not true, don't bother about anything. Go and execute else part directly. You don't bothered about the means any other condition. Okay. Now run the application. Enter A value 10 and B value also 10. It will come to here. A is 10, B is 10. So A greater than 10 means 10 greater than 10. That is the false condition. Okay, false condition. When the condition is false, what happens? It will skip the if part. It will jump to the else part. Directly, it will jump to the else part. It will display B is big. Probably there is a bug in the code. Okay, see, system execution is correct, but there is a bug in the code. Okay, and one more thing, you have to adapt the uh, you know um, software terminology. There are two things in the code: bug, error, bug and error. What is error in the program is don't type semicolon. Okay, okay. When you write the program itself, it will alert you like there is bug in the program with the red mark, so that we can fix it. Errors can be identified when you do the program. There is a bug in the program. Probably you will not be knowing unless you run the program. Someone complained about it, like it is not giving the expected output. You see, many times there is flaw in ATMs and all. Some people will complain like, I insert my ATM card. When I try to withdraw the amount 10,000, it give me 10,000. So there is a bug in the program. Instead of dispatching 100 notes, it was dispatching the maybe 500 notes or 2,000 notes. So unless someone is complained, you will not be notified about it. Okay. So probably this is the bug in the program. Okay. So we have to ensure like there should not be any bugs in the program. Okay. So when I have to use the if else statement is based on one condition, there are only two possible outputs. Then you have to work with the if else statement. Now, but here we have three possible outputs. A can be big, or B can be big, or both can be equal also. When there is this third condition, if else cannot handle it. It will be talking about only one condition, two possible outputs. When there is third possible output, if else is not talking about this. At this moment, when you are not aware of 3 and 4, in this case, we are enforced to use the simple if instead of the if else statement. Very clear when you have to use simple if statement, when you have to use the if else statement. Now, this particular example, if else is not sufficient to handle all the cases, then probably what you should do is if else you have to change it as the simple if statement, means you have to include more statements in the program like this. Then you have to write another statement at the end. A is equal to B. Okay, so console.write line. Okay, A is equal to B. You have to include the statement at the end. See, now if you run the program, you will be seeing the proper expected outputs. Okay, so let us check the all the conditions quickly. A value giving 10, B value 2. Then it will see this condition is true. Uh, See, the condition is true, so that it will display A is big. See, it is going inside, it will display. However, it will check the other conditions also. That is the syntax of the if. Okay, if you run it again, now try to give the base biggest value. Okay, so if you look at the mouse, this condition is false. That when it will execute this condition. Okay, so it will display base bit. Now try to give A and B same. This condition is false. This condition is false. Then to this condition, it will try to execute. Okay, so this is what it will display. A is equal to B. Okay, so this is where exactly we have to work with simple if and if else. But like I said, when the condition is not true, then we don't need to check the other conditions, right? See the difference. Simple if one condition, one possible execution, one condition, if else, one condition, two possible outputs. Like this, if there are sequence of the conditions to be checked one after the other, here you have three conditions, maybe four conditions also, maybe five conditions also. Then you should not write so many ifs because that will lacks the performance of the program. Because even the first condition is true, it will keep on checking 2, 3, 4, all the conditions. So what I need is keep checking the conditions. Suppose if I give you a different program, write a program to find out biggest of three numbers, then you need to add the more conditions one after the other one. A greater than B or B greater than C, like this. When there are sequence of conditions one after the other one, okay, when there are sequence of conditions one after the other one, check all the conditions unless true. When it finds the true condition, ignore from there. Means here how many conditions we have? 1, 2, 3 conditions we have. Suppose if the first condition is true, then I don't need to check remaining two because A is already biggest number. That means keep checking all the conditions one after the other unless you reach the true condition. Okay. Now, in this particular program, let us try to reframe it in a different way. Suppose consider like you have given A value, A value 10 and B value 20. A value 20. So in the given order, it will come to the first statement. This will be checking for A greater than B. Okay, so this will be checking for A greater than B, 10 greater than 20. The condition is purely false. Then it will go to the second condition, B greater than A. The condition is true. If it finds this condition true, my intention is it has to ignore the remaining conditions, possibly not required to check them. But in this particular program, what happens is, even this condition is true, even executed this line, it will check for this condition also. Okay, it will check for this condition also. That can be done using else if statement. So in else if, what happens is a series of if conditions can be appended to one to other. Okay, a series of if conditions we can put together. It will try to execute. It will try to check all the conditions one after the other unless it finds the true condition. Means it would be like this: if followed by a condition followed by a open brace and statements close else. Every else is followed by another if. See the difference? Earlier we just put if and else. If is extended by another condition. Like this, we can include any number of statements like this. Okay, any number of statements like this. Okay, like this. So how it works is, first it will check for this condition. If this condition is not true, then it will come to the else. As else is followed by another condition, it will check for the next condition. If it finds the next condition is true, it will execute this block of the code. It don't bother about how many conditions are there further. From here, it will skip checking any other condition. Means a series of conditions you can append after else, and there is no restriction. You can add any number of if conditions like this. It will try to check the conditions from first line. It will try to keep on checking all the conditions one after the other one. Whenever it finds a condition is true, okay, whenever it finds a condition is true, it will execute the particular if block. It will ignore the remaining conditions. Okay, it will ignore the remaining conditions. See now, else if is nothing but presenting if else in a different format. See, generally, okay, generally, what if else will be talking is, okay, so what if else will be talking is, if else will be talking about if and else, if and else. Else if is nothing but presenting if else in a different format. Okay, try to say it. This is the if statement is having else part like this. Okay. Oh, this is bad pen it seems. Okay, say this. This is the if condition. In the if, I have added else part like this. Okay, see, count from here, else is followed by another if else. See, from here, there is one more if else statement. Okay, one more if else statement. Okay, see, try to observe the red and green circles. Oh, sorry, not circle. It's like some kind of Python, but that's fine. Snake kind of thing. Okay, so in the red, there is one if else statement. In the green, there is another if else statement. Else if is nothing but presenting if else in a different format to check more conditions unless it finds the true condition. Means series of if conditions. Okay, a series of if conditions we can append to each other. Okay, append to each other. So technically how it works is, it will try to check from condition one. If it finds not true, then it will come to check condition true. If the not true, it will try to check the condition else as well. So it will keep checking all the conditions one after the other one. First thing, if it finds the first time itself, if the condition is true, then it will not be checking any one of the other conditions in the program. Okay, any one of the other conditions in the program. So now let us try to see the same program using else if statement. Okay, so same program, how can you write is, if A greater than B, then else if you have to write, else if you have to write. So series of, okay, so series of if conditions, condition one, condition two, condition three, we can include in the program. Okay, so now Okay, try to check out the conditions. Okay, try to see the execution pattern. Okay, so enter A value 10, enter B value 20. Okay, so A is 10, B is 20. Checking for the condition false. As the condition is false, it will come to the else part. Okay, else part. In the else part, the condition is true, so that it will execute line number 20. And what we said, whenever it finds the true condition in the if else series, after finding the true condition, it will ignore the rest. Now, what happens is probably it will not be checking the condition A is equal to B from line number 20. It will come to line number 26 directly. Okay, see, it will come to, sorry, 21 will be executed, then 22 will be ignored, then it will come to 26. Okay, so now let us try to give a different output. Okay, I'm trying to give a different output. Uh, 10 and 2 or 1. I'm giving A is the biggest value. So it finds the first condition itself true, A is greater than B. Then what happens is it will ignore. It will display up to, it will execute up to line number 17. After executing line number 17, probably like earlier, it will not check the next condition. From 17, it will jump to line number 26. Okay, line number 26. Okay. Suppose if we give A equal to B, it will check all the conditions till last because it don't find the condition is true in the beginning. False condition, equal to. So it will execute, it will check up to the last condition. Okay, so the last condition is true, it will execute, okay, like this. Okay, and the difference between simple if else, and else if is simple if will be talking about what if the condition is true. Basically, don't bother about what if not true. Else if will be talking about what if the condition is true and also what if the condition is not true. And both simple if else works on single condition. When there are multiple conditions to be checked one after the other, or when there is sequence of conditions to check one after the other, then probably if else cannot handle it, then we have to come for else if statement where we were supposed to include multiple conditions one after the other one. So this is how the else if works. However, in else if we can include one else at the end, okay, one else at the end. Okay, so what is purpose of else is there may be some conditions, there may be some cases when none of the conditions are true. Okay, when none of the conditions are true, then else will be executed. Suppose, what is your grade? Okay, if your marks are between 60 to 40, A grade, 40 to 60, B grade, and 20 to 40, C grade, and less than 20, there is no grade. Okay, means apart from all the conditions, there is else part also. It has to display no grade. Okay, so basically when else part will be executed is when none of the conditions meets the requirement. Okay, when none of the conditions meets the requirement, then else will be executed. Okay, and not mandatory. It's not mandatory like always we have to add else at the end of the else if statement. Okay. So better example is, see, when you connect to the customer care program on mobile was designed using this kind of things only. Means if you want recharge your mobile, press 1. If you want to know the latest offers, press 2. Or if you want to talk with the customer care, press 4. It will tell you the 4 options. So based on your chosen option, it will try to execute the respective operation. What it will do, like if it was asking press 1 for this, press 2 for this, press 3 for this, then you have pressed on some 6 or 7, which is not given by them. That is the else case. It will say invalid option. Okay, it will say invalid option. That is where the case of the else will comes to the picture. Okay, so however, simple if else if, these are the different ways to work on it. Okay, I will stop here. Else, we cannot complete nested if today. Probably I will continue tomorrow. Guys, tomorrow I have some office work. I will start at 8:30. Maybe I need to close little early, around between 9:30 to 10. I'm not sure based on tomorrow we have some production deployment. If there is any issue in the code, if they need any support, I will close it early. Our deployments will start at 9:30 like this. I will start at 8:30, but maybe based on the situation, I will ask you to skip after last 1 hour, means around 9:45 or 9:30. I will end session tomorrow, but not sure. Anyways, the session will start at 8:30. I will update after 9:30 at what time class would end. Okay. So this is what we can discuss for today. And I have some assignments on this one.